Hi, this is Mrs. Knopf, and today we are going to continue working in our new method book on the trombone with line 25, Merrily We Roll Along. And as always, whenever it comes up, I have to point out what I really like about this method book. At the top of every page or every other page as needed, they provide a slide position chart that only uses the notes on that page. So we have this up at the top of this page, and our first note is an F, and it says in parentheses concert F. That's because trombone is a concert pitched instrument. So whatever your band director says, as far as, okay, everybody, let's play concert, whatever note they say, that's the note that you get to play. There are other instruments that have to transpose and think about what they are going to play based on what the band director tells their class. You don't have to worry about that as a trombone. So we're going to look at what each note is, where it's located on the staff, and what position it is. So the F on the bass clef staff is on the fourth line, and it's in first position. So it's all the way in. And then our next note, we have E flat, which of course is concert E flat. There's not a flat sign on the staff, but since it's labeled here, we know they mean E flat. It is located on the third space, and it's in third position. So the part of the slide that you hold on to, you're going to bring it out and have it just about even with the bell. You don't want to use your fingers to like knock into the bell, but just use it as a guide, and then your ear will tell you if it sounds right. Our next note is D, which is concert D. It is located on the third line of the staff, and it's in fourth position. So you bring your slide out, and the top of your outer slide is going to be about even with the bell. So just really something that you want to listen for more than anything. Our next note is a C, concert C. It's located on the second space of the staff, and it is in sixth position. So that is going to be about full arm's length. So you don't want to have the slide so far off that you can see the crease in the inner slide. That's what I call the danger zone, and you are about to lose your outer slide. So just about full arm's length, depending on how long your arms are. So if your arms are really long, then, it doesn't have to be full. Finally, we have our concert B flat. Again, there's not a flat sign indicating that it's a flat, but it's labeled that way. We have our note on the second line of the staff, and it is in first position, just like the F. So we make a difference between notes that have the same position by our airspeed and our embouchure. So now we're going to apply what we know to line 25. So we start at the beginning with our bass clef, and we know that the bass clef is what the trombone reads. It's for lower sounding notes, lower sounding instruments. Then we have a key signature. We have a B flat on the second line. This tells us that all B's are flat. And then we have an E flat in the third space. This tells us that all E's are flat. Even if we don't have one to play in the music, it's still important because the key signature tells us what key we are in. So the key that we are in is B flat. Next, we have a time signature. We are in 4/4 time. The top number tells us the number of beats per measure. The bottom number tells us the value of the whole note. So if we have 4 beats for the whole note, then half of a whole is a half of 4 is 2. So our half notes, which are the white notes with the stem, those get 2 beats. And then half of a half is a quarter, half of 2 is 1, and all of the quarter notes get 1 beat. Those are the notes that are colored in. Now we're going to go through and see what our notes are and look for patterns. So we start on our third line D. We have all quarter notes in the first measure. So we're going to be in fourth position for the D. So try to line up so you can see it a little bit better. Then we go out to our sixth position C, all the way back into first position B flat, and then back out to C. In the next measure, we have 3 Ds that are on the third line and their fourth position, 2/4 and a half. So we would sing D, C, B, and we know that's a B flat, C, D, D, D. Then in the next measure, we have 3 Cs, second space, sixth position, C, C, C. And the next measure, we come back to fourth position D, that's the third line, and then come up to first position F for a quarter note and a half note on the fourth line. D, F, F. In the next line, hopefully you've noticed that measure 5 is just like measure 1. Measure 6 is just like measure 2. Measure 7 is a little bit different. Measure 7 has 2 quarter note Cs, so we're back out in sixth position. Then we come into fourth position for the D, back out to sixth for the C, and we end in first position for B flat. C, C, D, C, B, and we know it's a B flat. So now we're going to go through from the beginning. I hope you can play along with me. Make sure you start each note with a t sound. T, t, t. And make sure you're tonguing at the same time that you're moving your slide and hitting each position. Otherwise, you're going to get a glitch in your sound. So here we go. This is line 25, Merrily We Roll Along. Fourth position D to start. 1, 2, ready. And that is how you play line 25, Merrily We Roll Along, on the trombone. I hope this is helpful, and we'll see you next time.